Mike Obenhouse was eating at IHOP with his friend Omar when they heard the explosion. They say it sounded like a bomb had gone off. Like this morning when this explosion happened, the sheer power of it could be felt at IHOP. That's where folks were having breakfast this morning when they felt this explosion. And it really is an amazing story. First, I want to establish exactly where we are. The natural gas home explosion happened over there, and this was a miracle that this family actually survived this. I spoke with Ashley Wiggins, who lives in this home with her husband and 2 children. And in a moment, we're going to show you some exclusive video of inside the home and show you what it looks like inside the home and all of the destruction that was caused. But take a look outside of the home. There's wood all over the place, nails all over the place. You can see there's a piece of wood up in that tree over there. And the Brooks County Sheriff's Department says this is the most immigrant remains ever found in one day in Brooks County. Today we were given some exclusive access to one of those ranches where remains were found. We traveled some 20 miles into the Mariposa Ranch with the Sheriff's Department where skeletal remains were discovered. The San Patricio County District Attorney has launched an investigation into the management of the fund, and the father of the fallen Marine says he and his wife do not want their son's name associated with this scholarship fund.
Our expectations were that the majority of the money would be awarded to Sinton High School graduates. When we learned, among other things, that the scholarships would go to a graduate outside of Sinton High School, we requested that our son's name be removed from any scholarship award.
This money was set aside to honor his son, who died in service to our country. And it's only right that we get him the answers that a father deserves.
District Attorney Michael Wellborn says he has brought in the Texas Rangers to assist in the investigation. Wellborn says there may be as much as $10,000 missing from the fund that was set up to honor the late Corporal Mark Goyette. Wellborn says it could be foul play at work or just mismanagement. Today we tried to speak with the woman who is in charge of the fund, Donna Thomas.
Can I help you?
Hi, Donna Thomas.
I'm Donna. If this has to do with the scholarship, out the door.
It was for a good cause, and if the money's supposed to go to the students, that's where it should have gone. And if it's there, if it's not there, where is it? And that it be investigated without anyone trying to get in the middle of that.
The DA says the investigation will simply follow the money trail, find out how the money was spent and why. He says that looks like it will be a paper chase, tracing funds going in and out of a bank account, but he says he will get to the bottom of it. Meanwhile, Donna Thomas told me the truth will come out, as she put it. She denies any wrongdoing and says she's still in charge of that scholarship fund and that there's still $10,000 in it. And she says that money has been switched to another bank. Joe, he has not yet turned himself in or been arrested. Now, the indictments came down late yesterday afternoon, and as I found out today in Kingsville, lots of folks, including those closest to Mr. Macareno, were apparently unaware of that development, as we were the bearer of that bad news. Now, that certainly was the case at the offices of the Kingsville ISD. The assistant superintendent there said that she was not aware that Macareno had been indicted and that my bringing it to her attention was the first time she was hearing of it. That was also the case with Macareno's wife, Myra. She told us she was also unaware her husband had been indicted and that she was hearing so for the first time from us. Now, we went in search of Mr. Macareno himself at both of his businesses in town, but he was not there at Pure Platinum Gym and Fitness or at Macareno Signs, which is right across from Clayburg Elementary School. We did, however, catch up with Rudy Macareno's brother, Johnny, who gave us his reaction to the indictments.
I think they're false accusations, you know. I know my brother. I know he wouldn't do anything like that. We're very involved in the community. I'm very involved in the community. We're on a bunch of different organizations. So I think they're false accusations brought up by political vendettas.
Now, Johnny Macareno says his brother Rudy showed up for work at Macareno Signs this morning, but then told him he needed to leave because he had found out that he had been indicted. Now, we're told District Court Judge Angelica Hernandez has set bond on count 1 at $50,000 and on count 2 at $175,000. And the warrant was issued around 1 o'clock this afternoon, but he's still out there. The prosecutor in this case, District Attorney John Hubert, saying he's extremely pleased with the outcome and the sentence.
We, the jury, having found the defendant, Rudy Macareno, guilty of the offense of aggravated sexual assault.
The jury sentencing the now former Kingsville ISD school board member and well-known businessman in the community to 16 years in prison. DA John Hubert says he was told by others that the state wouldn't be able to try this case in Clayburgh County, that they couldn't get a jury, and even if they did, there was no way they were going to get a conviction. But he says he thinks those voices were selling the jury short.
I'm extremely proud of the jury. They looked at all the evidence, they deliberated for a long time, and they came to a just result in this case. You can tell they took their oath extremely seriously, and they came back with a verdict that was equitable, and that's quite honestly good for the victims.
Hubert also saying that he was surprised that Macareno confessed to the crimes, saying he never believed Macareno would actually confess. As for the probation sentence, it will run concurrently, which means it will apply while Macareno is in prison serving those 16 years. Rudy and Katia.